something we see going on every year is the number of CVEs is rising exponentially. It's had double-digit year-over-year growth every year, tens of thousands of new ones, surpassing hundreds of thousands over the life of the MVD and the total number that's in there now. And this kind of correlates to vulnerability backlogs. If you look at organizations, they've done a lot of research, on this from different vendors and reports and so on. And vulnerability backlogs are climbing to hundreds of thousands, even millions in some organizations. And that's what kind of brings us, full circle to the conversation around context and exploitability, reachability. Like, you simply aren't going to go tackle a backlog of hundreds of thousands or millions of vulnerabilities. You got to cut through that with context. And that's something that Datadog called out too, is they said 1 in 5 vulnerabilities, for example, aren't worth prioritizing. So, it's a pretty significant metric to throw out there, or only 1 in 5, I'm sorry, are worth prioritizing. So it's, again, context is really critical here.
Yeah, I'm looking at this screenshot that you included in the blog from Jerry Gamblin,
Mm-hmm.
where he's saying that 2025, by May 1st, total number of CVEs reported is over 16,000, and all of the vulnerabilities that were reported in 2024, there was about 12,000. So there's 30% year-over-year growth in the amount of reported CVEs, 132 CVEs on average per day. And I think another aspect of this, one is, like you said, you're not going to get through the entire backlog, and you shouldn't, because a lot of these should be deprioritized or unreachable or for whatever reason cannot affect your business. But the other concerning aspect of it is this is the code that we're training AI models on. So these are a lot of the vulnerabilities that we're inheriting when we're using Cursor, Copilot, Windsurf in order to generate AI code. And we recently did this vibe coding webinar where we really took it to the extreme with our CTO, Dimitri. And what we showed is just the value of having real-time signals that are up to date on vulnerability data, because a lot of the code that we see that AI models are being trained on is at least a year old, right? So if we're disclosing 130 something vulnerabilities per day, there's going to be a lot in that code that's only a year old that you wouldn't have been able to catch.